All thanks and praises due to the basis foundation. God is most great. None has the right to worship you. Hello everyone, it's Stepdogg the Hip Hop Prophet, and I'm here with the next video in the YouTube series, and the name of this video is The Book of Revelation Revealed, Part 38, Lament over Fallen Babylon, and I'm going to read that right now. After this I saw another angel coming down from heaven. He had great authority, and the earth was illuminated by his splendor. With a mighty voice he shouted, "Fallen! Fallen is Babylon the Great. She has become a dwelling for demons, and a haunt for every impure spirit, a haunt for every unclean bird, a haunt for every unclean and detestable animal. For all the nations have drunk the maddening wine of her adulteries. The kings of the earth committed adultery with her, and the merchants of the earth grew rich from her excessive luxuries." Okay. The angel that he saw, well, he's just describing what he saw. And then with a mighty voice, he shouted, "Fallen is Babylon the Great." Basically, fallen is the kingdom of the Illuminati and the New York Stock Exchange. Because I've already explained that Babylon, the prostitute on the beast, is, basically the Jew Zionist banking system and the stock market, on the beast, which is the Illuminati. Basically, the Illuminati controls the banking system and the stock market. And basically they control the world. It also means New York City and Wall Street because, like I said, the New York stock market is the mother of all markets. So, I mean, they're kind of referring to Wall Street here. Okay, fallen is Babylon the Great. She has become a dwelling for demons and a haunt for every impure spirit, a haunt for every unclean bird, a haunt for every unclean and detestable animal. Well, you got to realize, New York City, the economy of New York City, is built upon the New York Stock Exchange and Wall Street and the Federal Reserve and the Jew Zionist banking system. So once that occurs, what happens to New York City? It becomes a hole. All the wealth of that city is gone. Not only that, but the Wall Street itself is going to turn into a ghost town. Because like I said, the stock market's going to be done. Nobody's going to go to that part of New York City anymore except for unclean spirits. Or wait, what does it say here? Yeah, a haunt for every impure spirit, and a dwelling for demons. And basically what that means, it's going to turn into like crack houses, and the homeless are going to be around there, and it's going to just turn into like a completely crime-ridden area. That's what Wall Street's going to turn into after the destruction of the stock market. Also, a hunt for every unclean bird. Well, that's the pigeons and whatnot in New York City. A hunt for every unclean and detestable animal. Well, that's rats and cockroaches. That's New York City. Okay, for all the nations have drunk the maddening wine of her adulteries. Like I said, all the nations all over the world have bought into this system. I mean, the only nation that hasn't, I would say, is Iran, but they are also subject to conforming. Like, in order to do anything, they still have to conform and make concessions and whatnot. So, even they're subject to it. Okay. The kings of the earth committed, for all the nations have drunk the maddening wine of her adulteries. The kings of the earth committed adultery with her. And the merchant, so basically all the nations benefited. Basically all the other nations and all the other markets learned the tricks of the market from the New York stock market. You know what I mean? Like I said, all other markets throughout the world base their markets on what happens on the New York Stock Exchange. Always. I mean, maybe it's changing a little bit now because China, is the hub of the world's economy right now. But, you know, up until this point, yeah, it's absolutely been New York City. I mean, the New York Stock Exchange, because all other markets have always been based on that market. What happens in that market determines what's going to happen the next day in the other markets. Okay. And the merchants of the earth grew rich from her excessive luxuries. And basically, like I said, you could look at the Illuminati kingdom like this. New York City is the financial and political head, and China is the production head. China makes all the products. New York City controls all of the global money supplies, and well, that's where all the institutions that control them are located. And they also control all of the like world organizations, like I said, like the United Nations, the Global Trade you know, all those global organizations, you know, the United Nations. That's the one that comes to my head right now because I'm trying to blow through these sections because of the time constraints. But all of the global institutions, their headquarters are located in New York City. Like I said, you also have the World Trade Center there. That says it all. That is the location of the World Trade Center. And basically, not only that, but with this system that they have in place, a lot of these merchants, or shall I say companies, have gotten excessively rich by exploiting China, because the Chinese government exploits China. Basically, what China says to the rest of the world, yeah, let us make your products. We're going to pay our people absolutely nothing to make them. So you're going to profit big time for this. Michael Jordan's even said it himself. He claims he's going to only make people pay $20 for his sneakers now, because it only costs maybe a couple dollars to make a pair of sneakers over there in China. And he's been charging $150. You know what I'm saying? And now he's going to pretend to be Mr. Nice Guy by dropping them to $20, but it's too late for him. He knows it's almost over because I've already come at him in some ways. And he knows I'm just waiting for him to do what he's supposed to do. He thinks, oh, well, I'm going to forget about this, and then he's going to sneak up on my ass. I don't forget about anything. You know what I mean? I will think about that human piece of shit until this goes down. That godless turd who sold his soul to the devil just so he could play basketball. Killed his own father just so he could play basketball. After he already made millions upon millions of dollars. He's a piece of shit. If he thinks I'm going to forget about him, he's kidding himself. But basically, that's the whole point there. And this is the section, Lament over Fallen Babylon. All thanks and praises due to the Basis Foundation. God is most great. None has the right to be worshipped but you.